sorts are not allowed on their properties as an anti-harassment measure. And Ellen DeGeneres is boosting perks for their workers or her workers after reports of a toxic work environment. The perks include 5 paid days off and birthdays off for workers as well. And for USA Radio News, I'm Chris Barnes.
Today, many of us.
Paddock Mall Studios. This is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
And welcome to 96.3 FM, 1370 AM for the Conservative Watch Hour with your host, Annie Marie Delgado. We'll turn it over to her. You got it.
Hey, and a mega Friday to you all. Here we are on this beautiful Friday. Welcome to the Conservative Watch Hour. My name is Annie Marie Delgado, here with my co-host Ann Vandersteel on WOCA 96.3 and 1370 AM. There's many ways to reach us on YouTube as well for you folks out there. How is Miss Ann this morning?
Annie Marie, if I was any better, I might be arrested. We're having such a great week. I'm actually traveling, as you know, but I'm out here in Las Vegas finding out why President Trump talked about beautiful Las Vegas. There's a lot of really good stuff happening out here from the commerce community. And some exciting things going on. I'm just impressed with what people are doing out here, despite the fact that there's still coronavirus and this governor is hell-bent on keeping everybody locked down and walking around like lemmings. But that's okay. President Trump recognizes the good people and the hard workers and the people who really want to make America great again, and he sees what they're capable of doing. So, heck, we're out here and we're going to report on it. But listen, we had a great week in Florida. Didn't we? Florida was a real nice bellwether for the president on Tuesday, Annie Marie. You and your team down there with your grassroots organization did a heck of a job getting behind some incredible candidates and wrapping up about 22 out of 29 races?
Well, yeah, I can tell you that Trump Team 2020 Florida, our candidates, picks, as I call them, and many organizations, let me just say this, people individually, organizations do, they pick their favorites. And for jeepers, and even the fact that you're out in Vegas, they even bet on their favorites, don't they?
They do. I have a friend coming in tonight from California who said, he's like, I got a guy. Let's go bet on Trump to win. I said, hey, the odds are in our favor.
That's it, exactly. Well, I'm really, truly delighted to announce today that, yes, indeed, out of all of the congressional candidates and districts that we picked across the state of Florida, in addition to the Florida Senate races, the Florida House of Representatives races, and on it went. Out of the 29 that we picked, we did win 23 of those races. Yes.
Wow.
That is
incredible.
Huge. That is huge. Yes, we're draining the swamp. Yes, indeed. We're getting rid of the rhinos. We have a lot of wonderful, wonderful constitutional conservatives that have swept the state of Florida. It's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing. Annie, when you think about, what the Republican Party has been challenged with, well, really, let's start with President Trump. He's been challenged with the mainstream media against him. He's been challenged with his own party against him. Look how many people he's had to turn over since he's been in the Oval Office. He's actually drained the swamp of a lot of rhinos. But he's still surrounded with them. And I did a show recently called Hunting Rhinos. And it's true. It's war right now, and we're hunting rhinos and exposing them because the rhinoceroses in his party, the rhinos, Republicans in name only, really are more dangerous than the Democrats. At least the Democrats now, especially the leadership, is showing us who they are. They're far left, satanic, worshiping, baby-killing warmongers. Yes. They want the endless wars. They believe in aborting our future. And they're aborting theirs, that's for sure, founded by Margaret Sanger. And they really want to play identity politics and keep the minorities suppressed. They say they are doing all this great stuff for them, but what have they done at all? And, the black community in America is waking up to that.
That's right, and it goes both ways, because quite frankly, the same thing's happening on the Republican side, where we have, the K6 and the Susan Collins of the world and the Joe Gudas of the world. These are people that, they say one thing, but, now they're coming out and they're boldly they don't care. And against our president and against our party. See, let me just say one thing, because I know that we have a wonderful special guest that's going to get on with us here. And I will say one thing. Trump Team 2020 Florida, we are an organization independent of the Republican Party of Florida. We are not chartered by them. We canceled our charter with them 3 years ago because we knew under the leadership of Joe Gudas where it was going. And the Never Trumpers and the Rhinos just got their licking in this primary across the state of Florida. And this will show, and it's showing, that not only are we strong, not only can we will never back down. Not only can you never put us in a corner, not only can you not defame us and slander us with your fake lies and all this other stuff, but we're going to continue, and we're going to deliver Florida for the President of the United States of America in November.
Amen.
Them. Amen.
Amen.
So
well, again, the rhinos need to be exposed, Annie.
Oh, yeah, and we just did. In a big way.
That's right.
23 out of 29.
That's right.
That's huge. That's huge. That's a great success, and I'm so very proud. I want to thank every one of our chapters across the state of Florida, our volunteers, our members, our supporters, our angels that the Lord has sent to help us. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus, first and foremost. Do we have our caller on the line?
We sure do. We're going to welcome to the show Joe Harding.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
You're there, Joe Harding. All right.
I'm
Congratulations.
here. Good to talk with you all. Thanks for having me on.
It's our pleasure, Charlie. We're delighted to have been behind you and support you and put good constitutional conservatives into these seats. So if you'd be so kind and just kind of give us an idea, a little short and sweet about what your plans are now, how you're feeling.
I will. So thank you again for having me on. Thank you for the support. We're still pinching ourselves. It's been a long campaign. I started in this primary race in February of last year, and it's an 18-month campaign. But I tell you, at the end of the day, our message stayed consistent and simple and conservative. And everywhere I went, everywhere I spoke, I always touched on our three key issues, including on Adam's show when it had me on. It was that we're going to be pro-life. We're going to fight for the unborn every single day everywhere we can. Any abortion limiting legislation, we're going to support and fight for it. And the second was we're going to defend our Second Amendment. And then, as you all know, and as Annie, as you know, the Second Amendment in the state of Florida is under attack. And a lot of times it's from Republicans doing it. And so we want to take our energy and drive and our conservative fight on that issue. And then number three was that I believe that in vocational training and vocational programs in our high schools, and so does the president. It's been something that he's spent a lot of time talking about, and it's something I believe in. I think our state-funded colleges have become liberal breeding grounds, and I think college is great, and we need kids to go to school, but there's 40% approximately of the Florida high school graduates don't go to college. And what are we doing to prepare them for the workforce? And are we preparing them to not be on welfare and on food stamps? Are we preparing them to have a skill and a trade and to be able to offer something to society? So we've talked about those three issues from the beginning, and those are my priorities when I go into the state legislature. But I will tell you that something else that's become more and more clear, and it's something that we take for granted as conservatives. We always support first responders and law enforcement, but as you all know, I mean, on the national level especially, but it's filtering down locally, even right here in Florida, where this idea of defunding the police, and you see rioters and protesters blocking firefighters from being able to respond to calls and throwing rocks at their trucks. And it's absolutely appalling that we come to a time where that's happening. I had the honor of having the first responders endorsements locally from really early on last year. It started with Marion County supporting me and all the way up to the state firefighters. And I will always have their back and our law enforcement community. I would think that was something that really separated us in this election in the primary, was that I had two local sheriffs endorsing me, and I think they knew that the drive and the energy I have and the principles I stand on, one of the most fundamental roles of government is public safety, and we can't do good public safety if we're trying to defund our police. And so that's an issue that became really relevant, I think, quickly, and it's something the president is doing a great job talking about, and we've got to continue as conservatives really hitting on that every day. You have a party that wants to defund police, and you have a party that wants to keep your streets safe. You have to decide which one it is, and to me it's pretty clear. So those are some of our priorities. We're excited to get to work. We've got a general election here coming up in November. We'll be on the ballot at the same time President Trump will be, and I need to make sure that the folks of House District 22 realize that we're still excited about our victory, but we've got to turn the page and make sure we secure this win coming in November for my race, and also helping President Trump get reelected.
Absolutely. And that's all the more reason why it's so very important to identify the fact that we have indeed made a tremendous difference across the state of Florida with all of our picks and all of you, people like you, wonderful conservative, constitutionally conservative candidates. There is one thing I would like to ask you, because as you are fully aware, the heartbeat protection bill was not passed. And we have a Republican governor, a Republican House, a Republican Senate. That is a disgrace that we would not pass that bill. So if it was possible for you to bring that up and sponsor it and move forward with that to protect the unborn lives here in this state that we can do, would you consider doing something like that?
Absolutely. Yes, I look forward to supporting that. I think what's going to be really key is we've got to get to work and make sure that especially these new open seat winners, just like in races like mine, realize that they ran on a conservative platform. Their voters are going to expect one of the principal things that starts with life as Republicans. If you want to win in the Republican primary, you got to be pro-life, but it's not enough to say you're pro-life. We've got to make sure that your voters are going to hold you accountable in 2 years. Let's deliver, and let's work together to deliver on that bill. And I look forward to working on the heartbeat bill and any other bill that comes up that, again, limits abortions. I want it to be completely illegal, but I also understand that we've got to chip away, and I'm ready to get to work on that. And that's a bill I look forward to working on and building the coalition that we need. But I think a lot of it is, as you all know, what we're missing a lot of times, and what Trump brought to the table was he had that fighter in him. He had that fire in his belly every day to challenge the norm, and that's what we need at all levels of government. We especially need it in the Florida House, where we have 120 members. And so you've got to really work to make sure that everybody stays aligned and actually is conservative as they say they are.
That's right. You're absolutely correct. That's why I'm so proud of all of our efforts to make sure that we put people like you in these seats that will actually do what they say. So I want to thank you so very much.
Well, I always
have a couple words.
Something I like to mention, and I should have mentioned earlier, is that I didn't put my life on pause for 18 months. I still run a business. A state representative makes $29,000 a year, so I don't have the luxury of being able to quit my day job. I've got to keep doing that. And so I didn't take time away from my family and my business to go sit on the back seat and be a backseat voter and to be a wishy-washy. I think that having 4 kids is a lot of skin in the game, and I think that we've got a lot to fight for. And I think that's something that we need in candidates more and more. We need people that have something to fight for, a family, a business, whatever it is, but something that's personal. When these government overreaches come, they're affecting your economy. When we don't make decisions that do the best for our kids and their education system, that affects me, I think that's just so important that we have people that have so much skin in the game of, you're going to raise 4 children. Every decision we make will affect them.
Absolutely. And that speaks volumes because of your tremendous win, and your constituents know this. And that's the beautiful part about it, because here in Marion County and across the state of Florida, quite frankly, the silent majority is not being so silent anymore, is it?
That's right. I think that they're doing a good job. Hey, that's what we got to keep doing, though, Annie. We got to keep getting people engaged.
Yes.
That don't normally. I love going to a door of a voter that says, "I don't normally vote, but I'm going to vote for you." That's what we got to do. We got to find those voters that say that they feel like their voice wasn't heard. They got a president that hears them, and now hopefully soon a state representative that hears them, and that's how we get them engaged. And every one person that gets on board that's not normally a voter or engaged, they bring people with them, and that's what we got to do is get that silent majority that's there, engaged, and not just voting, out talking to their friends, out waving flags, whatever we've got to do to turn out for Trump in November.
Absolutely. And
Hey, Joe, this is Ann.
Continue. Yes, Ann.
Hey, Joe, congratulations, especially to your wife, Amanda, and your beautiful family. I know the campaigning season's tough, and, you've obviously put some skin in the game, a lot of skin, and showed your grit and determination to stand up for true conservative values, and I appreciate that. I'm looking on your website right now, and you're speaking my language, and I'm going to pull a quote that you said, "Throughout my career, I've seen the negative impact of government overreach firsthand. Wasteful government spending and growing bureaucracy do nothing but stifle innovation and job creation. Too much government involvement is the wrong issue. In the wrong issues is harmful, but so is inaction on issues like opioid addiction, which you've also had the experience of witnessing firsthand in friends and employees. Now that you're in this office, what do you intend to focus on? Number one, to cut back on the government, wasteful spending and overreach, but also are you going to take a real hard line on facilitating the end of opioid addiction?
Yes, I think that one thing that we're not doing enough of, and I'm so tired of hearing us say that we need a, this talk of separation of church and state. Oftentimes people misinterpret what our forefathers wanted. I think that faith-based initiatives are the key to getting involved with opioid abuse. I mean, there's plenty of accountability that needs to be held with, drug manufacturers, and that's work that needs to be done. But we also need on the recovery side, these groups that are doing it, faith-based groups, want to get them engaged at the state level, and what can we do to help them? And it's not government. Separation of church and state wasn't to protect the government from the church. It was to protect the church from the government. And so that's it. I want to work with our local pastors and faith community and really get them involved. And instead of us saying, "Hey, we need your help," say, "How can we help you?" And that's something I want to bring up some of those folks that are doing that locally and get them involved with the state legislator and see how we can get state help. How do we get the state out of the way so they can do a better job? I think that as far as overreach of government, we're seeing it now in the COVID response. Government is bad. It's funny you say this, and some people raise their eyebrows, but I'll keep saying it. I think government's bad at almost everything it does. It's inefficient. Only in government does someone that does a bad job get demoted or reassigned. And in the real world, we call that they get fired, right? You move on.
Right.
And so I think that as we watch government try to react in COVID, it's concerning, right? And I think that that's something that next year, I think one of the biggest issues that we're going to face in the legislature is going to be how do we as a state respond to COVID? And I don't believe it comes in the form of more bailout checks. I think it comes in the way of government getting out of the way. I mean, when you have employers worried about bringing their employees back because they're worried they're going to get sued, that's a problem, and trying to get our economy moving again while fighting, face mask mandates or whatever they are that are hurting businesses. Those are some of the specific areas of government overreach that I think you don't have to look much further than to see what's happening with COVID and realize that's an area that we've got some real work to do.
You're right on spot.
I couldn't agree more.
Absolutely. You're right on spot with that. Well, I know that you have lots to do to keep going. We certainly do appreciate you coming on with us today here, and we in Marion County, your whole district and your constituents, we thank you. We thank you so very much for stepping up and doing the job that I know you will be doing very well, my dear friend. God bless you and your family.
Well, thank y'all. Call me anytime. Love to be on the show. Thanks for all you're doing. Keep up the good fight. We got a big election coming up in November. We got to get Trump reelected so we can keep our country moving forward. It's pretty clear, right? the sides are drawn,
That's right.
and only one side supports America and wants to keep the country we know and love intact. So anything I can do to help you all, let me know.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a great day.
You as well.
Annie, those are the conservative voices that we need to see many, many more of. I mean, he is absolutely calling balls and strikes right down the middle of the Constitution. I don't know how much more crystal clear he could be with where he stands and how he plans on executing. It's just so refreshing to see this is a young family. It's a young family man. It's just very refreshing to see we still have that mentality and that ethic in the party because, like we talked about earlier at the open of the show, this was rhino season, and Trump Team 2020 Florida went hunting rhinos, and has drained the swamp.
Yes, we did.
Done a fantastic job.
Yes, we did. And we drained the swamp, didn't we? Absolutely.
Yeah.
And because of a wonderful, wonderful man like this young man and his family, and we have many, many, many others that we can talk about. And one thing I will say is that it's important for me, all of us, certainly we worked very hard in vetting these candidates. When we chose the candidates that we gave a grade, and we were very transparent on how that grade was achieved, it was done with full integrity, with a nice committee of people that certainly understand. They're seasoned operatives that know how to research. And when we see that someone has a bunch of money in their campaign from Never Trumpers or organizations that they're going to be beholden to, that makes a difference. And this young man and many others, all of the other people that we have absolutely supported and won, these are the kind of constitutional conservatives that we need. We're so proud and so proud of them. I think we're coming up on a break here. I'm at 26, and
yeah, we've got a couple.
Yeah, we got a couple minutes left. I want to thank you so very much, Ann Vandersteel with thesteeltruth.com, for all your hard work and efforts along this journey of ours. But I cannot emphasize enough how much I appreciate all of our chapter presidents, our chapter chairmen, our volunteers, our members, our supporters, and the angels that Jesus has brought to us to help us accomplish what we are doing. Because what we have done, believe me, is the reason why I'm being attacked. Imagine that. Well, guess what? We are here, we are strong, and we're not going away.
Nope, we're not going away. Annie, news reports are coming out this morning about, DHS cybersecurity experts saying that they believe that the election threats this year are a lot lower than 2016, claiming to be like night and day. And President Trump also has announced that he's going to have law enforcement at polling stations to make sure that there's no, hanky-panky going on over there. Do you think that we are going to have a much better election in terms of, reduction in voter fraud and voter intimidation this go around?
Well, the intimidation has taken a different form, because some of the intimidation that we did see in 2016, and I witnessed it as I was at all over the state, quite frankly, and we had at one point in time literally a group called the Black Panthers that was standing outside the door. Remember that? With sticks and intimidating senior citizens, and they were so afraid they got back in their car and didn't vote. Well, that's not going to happen, and this is why I applaud President Trump for everything that he does, everything. And this man, and that I often say, and I'll continue to say it, is anointed. You cannot touch this. Okay? And he is doing the right thing to protect the integrity of this election as much as he can. We're at a minute, and we're going to come back right after this break, and we're going to talk a little bit more about what President Trump's message has been in regard to vote by mail. We'll be back right after this commercial break.
USA Radio News with Chris Barnes.
Accused by Democrats of trying to sabotage the Postal Service to help President Trump's re-election, Postmaster General Louis DeJoy is before a Senate panel at this hour, defending his brief tenure so far and saying that changes must be made to keep the Postal Service sustainable.
It has been 3 years since the Commission concluded that our current system is not working. We urgently require the PRC to do its job and establish a more rational regulatory system for our mail products.
Democrats note that DeJoy has been a longtime major donor to Republicans, including President Trump. Laura is officially a tropical storm now, working its way towards Florida, one of two storms that are threatening the southern U.S. states. The other tropical depression, 14 as of now, is more likely to head towards Texas and Louisiana. And this is USA Radio News.
Does your current bathroom need to be updated immediately? Introducing One Day Bath and Shower Remodeling, the complete and hassle-free way to get the new bathroom of your dreams in as little as 1 day and for as little as $199 a month. Yes, the experts at One Day Bath and Shower Remodeling will come to you anywhere in the country and show you all the customized options. Now you can have a brand new bathroom in as little as 1 day. Large or small bathrooms, if you want a new bathtub or shower installed, we can do it in as little as 1 day. And if you call right now, you can save $750 off your remodel. We make it easy by offering you financing as low as $199 per month. Call now to schedule your free in-home consultation.
800-896-8242. 800-896-8242. That's 800-896-8242.
We all have health goals.
WOCA.
Cloudy with a thunderstorm today, high 88 to 92. Tomorrow, cloudy to partly sunny with a thunderstorm around, high 90 to 92. Sunday, intervals of clouds to sunshine with a thunderstorm, high 89 to 93. Monday, some sunshine with a thunderstorm possible, humid, high 89 to 91. Tuesday, plenty of clouds, high 88 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Brian May.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, the inventor of MyPillow, and like all of you out there, I had problems sleeping. Pillows would go flat, I would flip-flop all night long, I would wake up with a sore neck, maybe a headache, or feel like I needed a nap even though I slept 8 hours. When I invented MyPillow, I wanted it to where you can move the patented fill to give you the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of sleep position. MyPillow will get you into that deep sleep faster, and you will stay there longer. It's not about how much time we spend in bed, it's about how much of that quality sleep we get. And I give you a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. And here's my best offer ever.
Right now, MyPillow has a special offer for you. 2 MyPillow premiums for one low price plus free shipping. Each pillow is made in the USA and is machine washable and dryable. Call 800-820-7056 or go to MyPillow.com and use promo code Annie to get 2 MyPillow premiums for one low price plus free shipping. That's 800-820-7056 or go to MyPillow.com, promo code Annie.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Promo code Annie.
WOCA. When it really counts, depend on The Source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Cloudy with a thunderstorm today, high 88 to 92. Tomorrow, cloudy to partly sunny with a thunderstorm around, high 90 to 92. Sunday, intervals of clouds to sunshine with a thunderstorm, high 89 to 93. Monday, some sunshine with a thunderstorm possible, humid, high 89 to 91. Tuesday, plenty of clouds, high 88 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Brian May.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
On August 26th at 10:05 a.m., representatives from the College of Central Florida will be my guest. This month's program will feature CF Associate Professor Travis Douglas, our agribusiness program manager, who will talk about the need for employees in the agribusiness field and in our area and share some of his personal experiences running a farm and what careers are available. Again, that's Wednesday the 26th at 10:35 a.m. It's valuable news from the College of Central Florida and your friends at WOCA, The Source.
WOCA.
And you're listening 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, the Conservative Watch Hour. We're going to turn it back over to Annie Marie Delgado. You got it, girl.
All right. Welcome back to the Conservative Watch Hour. Thank you so much. And as we continue this bottom of the hour here, as we move forward, we're talking about the fact that President Trump has made himself very clear in regards to the dangers of the vote by mail.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Annie, it's absolutely a disaster and a sewer pit of fraud that's going to happen if you allow voting by mail to occur. I mean, frankly, we should have voter ID. We have to have something more bulletproof than what we're doing now currently. I mean, look at the fraud that we've witnessed for decades. Brenda Snipes notwithstanding, just down in Fort Lauderdale alone, that has sort of been the playbook for the Democrat Party and how to cheat on elections. I think she wrote it and had the support of others to build that binder up until she was finally cut loose, thank goodness, after the 2018 midterms, where that was, by the skin of our teeth, we hung on there and won. And it was proven now that these folks on the left that's heavily funded will stop at nothing to create fake ballots, absentee ballots. They'll have, people in jail, as Scott Israel, former disgraced Sheriff Scott Israel tried to do, have his jailed inmates vote after the election by absentee ballot, as you know, was reported here on Field Truth. You remember that? We broke that story. This is, it has to happen. We have to get our arms around this and just, preserve the integrity of the American citizen, the American taxpayer, who has the right to vote and be heard and be counted legitimately. And we've had anything but, I couldn't even tell you, Annie, when was the last time this entire country had a fully legitimate election? I don't think we've had one for decades. So this year, it looks like, from what I'm hearing and what I'm reading and what President Trump is saying, that they've identified a lot of the big players and the apparatus that they've been using on the far left to throw elections and to get their candidates in there. And President Trump is going to make it very clear that he stands for law and order, just like he campaigned on, Annie, and putting people at the polls is a good start to reduce voter intimidation, but more importantly, to reduce voter fraud. And we have, these vote by mail, when anybody can ballot harvest and vote by mail, and I can sign your ballot and send it in and vote the way I want to vote, or people can create a bunch of fake ballots and mail them in and just count them. I mean, look at the volunteers counting ballots. How are you going to know in today's age when you can 3D print anything and you can make a ballot look identical to a legitimate ballot? How are you going to know? Whether it's real or not? You're not. And so that's the whole point. If you can riot in person, then you can vote in person. Be, as you say, Annie, a VIP. Vote in person.
Be a super VIP and vote in person. You're absolutely correct because, we have seen where, oh, my jeepers, cats are getting ballots, dead people still getting ballots, a tremendous amount of ballots that have been sent without anyone requesting them, because the thing that people have to understand, there is a difference between an absentee ballot. That's something that you request because you know that you're going to be out of town, or perhaps you're a disabled person, something like that, which has nothing to do with vote by mail ballot, which they're just randomly sending out to hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people, millions, quite frankly, when you consider state by state by state, millions. There are folks that are reporting that they bought their home last year and they received 5 or 6 ballots at their house, not in their name. They never requested it. You see, that's the danger of it. And so anyone can just take those if they want to be deceptive, I'll say, and sign it, fill it out. Now, here comes the next problem.
Annie, I think I've lost you.
Yeah, I think she might have hit either a dead spot or something like that. We'll try to get her back. We're going to take
thanks.
Yeah, we're going to take a short little break here at the Conservative Watch Hour. We'll be back right after this. You're listening to 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. And we're back. You're listening to Conservative Watch Hour, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Yes, indeed. My apologies. We do have rain and storms coming in, and these things happen. Is my dear Ann there? Okay. Adam, do we got Ann on?
WOCA.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, the inventor of MyPillow, and like all of you out there, I had problems sleeping. Pillows would go flat, I would flip-flop all night long, I would wake up with a sore neck, maybe a headache, or feel like I needed a nap even though I slept 8 hours. When I invented MyPillow, I wanted it to where you can move the patented fill to give you the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of sleep position. MyPillow will get you into that deep sleep faster, and you will stay there longer. It's not about how much time we spend in bed, it's about how much of that quality sleep we get. And I give you a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. And here's my best offer ever.
Right now, MyPillow has a special offer for you. 2 MyPillow premiums for one low price plus free shipping. Each pillow is made in the USA and is machine washable and dryable. Call 800-820-7056 or go to MyPillow.com and use promo code Annie to get 2 MyPillow premiums for one low price plus free shipping. That's 800-820-7056 or go to MyPillow.com, promo code Annie.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Promo code Annie.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Cloudy with a thunderstorm today, high 88 to 92. Tomorrow, cloudy to partly sunny with a thunderstorm around, high 90 to 92. Sunday, intervals of clouds to sunshine with a thunderstorm, high 89 to 93. Monday, some sunshine with a thunderstorm possible, humid, high 89 to 91. Tuesday, plenty of clouds, high 88 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Brian May.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
There's a staycation right here in town. It's Super 8 Motel Ocala, right down the road on 40, just west of I-75. And they're pet friendly. Have truck parking, free breakfast, a swimming pool, a kiddie pool, and veterans get 10% off. It's a staycation at Super 8 Ocala. Call today, Super 8 Ocala, at 352-629-8794. Again, 352-629-8794. Why call two men in a truck? If you're like most people, you're moving and you work hard. You call 352-289-0666. You need pros, trained, professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. You call 352-289-0666. People who care about your things as much as you do. Time is of the essence, and you want it done fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, the movers who care. Visit twomeninatruck.com today and get moving. So call 352-289-0666.
2 Men in a Truck.
Howdy, folks. RL here for Dairy Queen again to tell you about what's hot and what's not. Dairy Queen has some of the best char-grilled chicken breasts on earth, as well as their chicken breast salad. And the burgers are exceptional, cooked on a real grill for the best flavor and less fat. And for dessert, blizzards are unequal. So personally, banana split is my all-time favorite. Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
Pals Ocala Auto Repair fixes all makes and models. Pals makes sure that your vehicle's engine, mechanical, and electrical components are healthy at all times. Pals team would much rather see you drive to their shop for a full checkup than be towed in for a complex repair. Give Pals a call today to schedule your next service appointment. 352-414-2984. What? A nationwide warranty, 36 months or 36,000 miles, whichever comes first? Pals looks forward to servicing you and servicing your vehicle. 352-414-2984.
Say now would be a great time this week to visit Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala, especially if you're looking for that just right idea to spruce up your yard or your garden. Now, in the old-timey greenhouse, they have tons of indoor foliage. All of it is 10% off. They've got bird baths and pottery, much more stuff like that, all 20% off. And now the vegetable plants have arrived. They've got tomatoes, peppers, eggplant, collards, broccoli, and much, much more. Vegetable plants, the jumbo 4-pack is just $3.99. And how about that pine straw, the world's greatest mulch? Get the extra large bale of pine straw, just $4.99 each when you buy 10 or more. And by the way, vote for Bob Wines in the best of the best. Bob Wines Camellia Gardens. Bob Wines is open from 9 to 4:30 on Southeast 38th Street, Ocala, in the same blooming place since 1952.
Hi, Matt Wilkerson here, your Verizon representative with news that will hum your car, make it smart and safe. How? With the new Hum device by Verizon. You can rest assured you're never alone. Flat tire? Lost? Accident? For $10 a month, Hum by Verizon has you covered. And I will come to you in Marion County to install the Hum for free. Time to call me at 352-528-0020. Are you ready to hum along? Call 352-528-0020.
Hello, I'm Mark Sears with Regency Printing. With over 10 years in the printing business, I know you'll find Regency Printing the place for all your local printing needs. Plus, I have fax services, mailbox rentals, notary service, U.S. mail, pack and ship, all at one convenient location, 2375 Northeast 25th Avenue. Just look for the yellow signs. Regency Printing, 789-6683. That's 789-6683. Regency Printing.
We are proud to announce the Conservative Watch Hour on WOCA 96.3 FM and 1370 AM every Friday at 11 a.m. Hosted by Annie Marie Delgado, President of Trump Team 2020 Florida.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
And welcome back to the Conservative Watch Hour here on WOCA 96.3 FM and 1370 AM with my co-host Ann Vandersteel of Field Truth. Ann, are you there?
I am. It's great to be back, Annie. Thanks for having us.
All right. And we have a wonderful special guest with us right here now, Maria Marino, the amazing Maria Marino. Can you hear us, my dear?
Barely, but I'll work hard to hear you.
My apologies. We've got.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm great. Absolutely fantastic. How are you?
Oh, Annie, I can hardly hear you.
All right, Maria, can you hear me any better?
Is that you, Ann?
It is.
Well, I just want to say, listen, I can hardly hear you, but I'd like to just take a moment to say thank you to all of those who cast their vote in this election and let their voice be heard. And really a special thank you to those who voted for me. You are true conservatives. We worked really hard to get our message across, one of lower taxes, smaller government, term limits, and economic recovery. And I'd also like to say a big thank you to the many volunteers who worked hard to support the campaign, because it really takes a team, and we had a great one for this very, very grassroots campaign. But just a reminder, the race is not over. So please, I just want everybody to stay engaged, and let's be victorious in November on all fronts.
Yay!
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. Yay.
So, Maria, you are aware that yours truly sued Karen Marcus, who was your opponent. We should be transparent here, because she had, she had served a term as a county commissioner for many years, over 20, and the voters at that time passed a mandate to, set up term limits, because, they thought she had been there too long, and we saw the result of her tenure with higher taxes and, basically pandering to the special interests. And they had enough of that. And then she decided to run again, and I challenged it. And what the challenge proved is that we do have a corrupt old boy network in the judicial system down here in Palm Beach County that resulted in them not standing by the term limits that the voters requested. And they allowed her to move forward with the election. But the voters are smarter than the judges, and they spoke out. And they chose the better candidates to continue and support conservative values. So Palm Beach County is in good hands. I'm really excited to have you as our newest commissioner. We got to just get you through into November. I'm saying that positively because I know you're going to win.
Oh, yes. And I was really, right now, what I feel, I'm exhausted. I am exhausted,
Sure.
But I'm exhilarated and I'm overwhelmed at the same time. The fact that we won by 21 points says a lot about the intelligence of our voters. So I just appreciate them really, really doing their homework. I mean, the message that we were sending out was what really resonated. It's all about taxes. It's all about smaller government. It's all about term limits. It's all about our recovery, following the president's agenda for America first and our recovery. And so I was just happy to be, the person that really feels that that's what the message we need to deliver, and that's what I need to stand by when I take office in November.
Absolutely.
That's right. What is going to be your first initiative that you're going to work on? I know you have a plan, but what do you see that we need to focus on in Palm Beach County?
We need to get a handle on our budget. We really just need to look at the budget and look at small things in the budget. It's not necessarily about, cutting a big program or anything like that, but it's really looking at what kind of redundancies do we have? What kind of inefficiencies do we have? Do we have the best IT we could possibly have? And, if you have, say you have 10 small corrections that you make, and you put them all together, you can make a difference. So that's really my first thing, is to really just look at the budget and see, are we efficient in our computers, in our, like I said, in our IT? Do we have too much paper? Do we have an efficient approval process? There's a lot of things. I mean, you all know that I'm from the city of Palm Beach Gardens, previous mayor, current vice mayor, giving up my seat October 2nd. But I'm proud to say that, in my time on Gardens Council, one, we have lowered our tax rate every year for the last 4 years that I've been on council. Two, we've actually increased the amount of green space in the city of Palm Beach Gardens to over 51%. So we've been, we are fiscally conservative. We've been environmentally friendly, and we have a building department second to none. And that's what I hear from a lot of people is, we really like working with your building department. They're expeditious. They really try to get us through the process quickly, because if you think about it, the shorter it takes for someone to go through a permitting process, the less it costs them, the less it costs the end user. And if we don't partner with people and businesses that are bringing economic development to our community, who shoulders the burden of all of the services that we provide? Our taxpayers. So let's partner with people that can offset those taxes. That is my biggest, I am a friend to the business community because I understand the velocity of money. I understand that without business, we don't have services to provide to our taxpayers, and that's why they're here, the services that we provide.
Well said, well said. And I can tell you, Maria, being a former councilwoman in the city of Palm Beach Gardens as well, you've carried the torch that many of us that have served have indeed kept our taxes low. We have provided services that the constituents and the taxpayers count on. And most importantly, the taxpayers are the ones who spoke loud and clear when term limits were put in place because of Karen Martin. After 28 years as the commissioner, 10 years prior to that, so that's 38 years, and you want to come back and stick your hand in the cookie jar, the voters spoke loud and clear, and a resounding win for you. And you are part of 29 races that we picked from Team 2020 Florida, across the state of Florida. We won 23 of those seats. And we are so proud of you, because what we have done is we're draining the swamp of the rhinos, of the establishment, of the ones that have their little buddies, and to think that you could come back in after 72+% of the people voted for term limits. Well, now that judge has heard the message as well. So we thank you. We thank you so very much for being the constitutional conservative that you are. And you are not alone. You are with a wonderful group across this whole state that we swept in, and we got rid of rhinos. So God bless you and your family, all the volunteers and everyone that put their hard work
I'm happy to do this.
and
I wake up every morning and I love what I do, and solving problems is something that is very important, and my door is always open to listen to the people. And everybody has my cell phone number, and I answer my phone, except for right now because my voicemail box is full and I'm still trying to catch up. It's been very humbling to see the support that I've had along the way, and I'm just very grateful. And people know me as that person that builds consensus, that brings everybody to the table and bases my decisions based on fact. And that's all I've been, and that's all I'll be.
Well, kudos to you. We're going to wrap up here. We've only got a couple of minutes left for this show. We thank you for taking the time to join us today. God bless you and your family. Go get them, Tiger.
Thank you so much. You all have a great day and be safe. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Maria.
Bye-bye. And
amazing. Yes, Annie?
Totally amazing, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. I've known her for years. She and I served on a board for the Jupiter Tequesta Athletic Association. It's a very large athletic, family-run organization down in Palm Beach County. And I got to tell you, we did the junior golf program together. She's at LPGA. pro, and she back then, I mean, that's going back over 20 years now, and I'm so impressed with her dedication to the citizens of this county.
That's right. Just another amazing constitutional conservative in a seat chosen by Trump Team 2020 Florida and all of our wonderful candidates that won. We're going to have to wrap this show up here. We're going to wish everyone a beautiful weekend, a blessed weekend, and we will be back with you next week. Tune in with us, WOCA, the Conservative Watch Hour. Have a beautiful weekend.
News. I'm Chris Foster. The Senate holds a hearing on slowdowns at the Postal Service as more Americans plan to vote by mail this election.
Postmaster General Louis DeJoy told lawmakers the agency is fully capable and committed to delivering election mail.
This sacred duty is my number one priority between now and Election Day.
DeJoy said 700 blue boxes have been removed since he came on the job as part of a normal process. As for mail sorting machines, DeJoy said some have been retired to make room for more packages.
Fox's Rachel Sutherland. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris hold a virtual fundraiser this afternoon. The former vice president accepting the Democratic Party nomination last night to wrap up their convention.
Character is on the ballot. Compassion is on the ballot. Decency, science, democracy, they're all on the ballot.
The Republican convention starts Monday. America's listening to Fox News.
I like a bed that's really firm.
I need something a little softer than that. Rest easy. With the Sleep Number 360 smart bed, you can both adjust your comfort with your Sleep Number setting.
Can it really help me fall asleep faster?
Yes, by gently warming your feet. Okay, but can it help keep us asleep? It senses your movements and automatically adjusts to keep you effortlessly comfortable. Sleep Number, proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. It's our biggest sale of the year where all beds are on sale. Save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed. Plus free premium delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
Napa know-how.
At Napa Auto Parts stores and Napa Auto Care centers, get a $25 prepaid Visa card when you get any Napa Automotive battery. It's the best deal for some of the best batteries from some of the best car people around. But we might be a little partial. Anywho, pick up any Napa Automotive battery and save $25. Do it yourself or have it done for you. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores and Napa Auto Care centers. While supplies offer ends 8/31/20.
Hey, you feeling a bit frazzled and bored after months of social distancing? Well, here's an idea. One morning soon, take a refreshing walk in the garden, the Bob Wines Camellia Garden in Ocala. This delightful 5-acre spot is wide open, has plenty of fresh air, and is jam-packed with innovative ideas, not to mention some super low prices just for you. This week, they feature crepe myrtles, smaller ones as low as $2.99, all the way up to the big ones that are buy one, get one free. Easy Care Drift and Knockout Roses, they're just $19.99, and the 1-gallon hummingbird plants, they're just $8.99. Come see them. Bob Wines is open from 9 to 4:30. They're on Southeast 38th Street, away from the traffic. Make it a date. Bob Wines Camellia Gardens, in the same blooming place since 1952. You'll love it.
Ocala Business Leaders Incorporated is a group of independent local firms providing a wide range of quality goods and services. Each firm strives to maintain the highest level of professional integrity and 100% customer satisfaction. When you're looking for goods and services, call a member of the Ocala Business Leaders, and we are confident you will be pleased with the results. If you are interested in becoming a member of the Ocala Business Leaders, join us at the Ocala Elks Lodge, 25th Avenue in Ocala, any Wednesday at 7 a.m. and enjoy a breakfast on us. For more information, check OcalaBusinessLeaders.com. There's a staycation right here in town. It's Super 8 Motel Ocala, right down the road on 40, just west of I-75. And they're pet friendly. Have truck parking. Free breakfast.
Yum, yum.
A swimming pool. A kiddie pool. And veterans get 10% off. It's a staycation at Super 8 Ocala. Call today, Super 8 Ocala at 352-629-8794. Again, 352-629-8794. Why call two men in a truck? If you're like most people, you're moving and you work hard. You call 352-289-0666. You need pros, trained, professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. You call 352-289-0666. People who care about your things as much as you do. Time is of the essence, and you want it done fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, the movers who care. Visit twomeninatruck.com today and get moving. So call 352-289-0666.
2 Men in a Truck.
Howdy, folks. RL here for Dairy Queen again to tell you about what's hot and what's not. Dairy Queen has some of the best char-grilled chicken breasts on earth, as well as their chicken breast salad. And the burgers are exceptional, cooked on a real grill for the best flavor and less fat. And for dessert, blizzards are unequaled. Personally, banana split is my all-time favorite. Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
Pals Ocala Auto Repair fixes all makes and models. Pals makes sure that your vehicle's engine, mechanical, and electrical components are healthy at all times. Pals team would much rather see you drive to their shop for a full checkup than be towed in for a complex repair. Give Pals a call today to schedule your next service appointment. 352-414-2984. What? A nationwide warranty, 36 months or 36,000 miles, whichever comes first? Pals looks forward to servicing you and servicing your vehicle. 352-414-2984.
Say now would be a great time this week to visit Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala, especially if you're looking for that just right idea to spruce up your yard or your garden. Now in the old-timey greenhouse, they have tons of indoor foliage. All of it is 10% off. They've got bird baths and pottery, much more stuff like that, all 20% off. And now the vegetable plants have arrived. They've got tomatoes, peppers, eggplant, collards, broccoli, and much, much more. Vegetable plants, the jumbo 4-pack is just $3.99. And how about that pine straw, the world's greatest mulch? Get the extra large bale of pine straw, just $4.99 each when you buy 10 or more. And by the way, vote for Bob Wines in the best of the best. Bob Wines Camellia Gardens. Bob Wines is open from 9 to 4:30 on Southeast 38th Street, Ocala, in the same blooming place since 1952.
That we begin in 1 minute.
This is the Glenn Beck Program.
Wow. Hey, welcome. I want to talk to you about Nancy. She lives in Texas, and right off the bat, you feel sorry for her because it's 1,000 degrees outside, and then there's so much liberty. You know, she could go out and start a business if she wanted to without all the hassle. And anyway, Nancy's always like riding horses, but she had to slow down because the pain in her joints, head to toe, was just overbearing. Well, she heard me talk about Relief Factor and gave it a try. Now, here's the thing. It didn't work overnight, but Nancy didn't give up hope. She kept up with it. And after a few weeks, she said, I began to notice a difference in the pain levels. And after a month, her pain was nearly gone. Nancy got her life back, and so can you. And I'm telling you, I hear this from everybody. They're like, I don't know if it's working. And then they stop taking it, and all that pain comes back, and they're like, holy cow, yeah, this was working. Relief Factor. It's not a drug developed by doctors. 70% of the people who try it go on to order more. You can order the 3-week quick start for only $19.95. So what do you have to lose? Get your life back. Get out of pain. ReliefFactor.com. ReliefFactor.com or call 800-500-8384. ReliefFactor.com.
Attention. You are about to be addressed by the Ministry of Truth. This is your citizen brief.
Attention, workers of the world. The Ministry of Truth, the Woke Party, now gives you your citizen's brief for Friday. Today, famed conspiracy theorist Glenn Beck talks to science heretic James Lindsay. He is denying that math is racist, transphobic, and Islamophobic by claiming that 2 + 2 doesn't equal 5. Citizens, doublethink is right-think. Self-reflection is meaningless. There does not need to be any connection to what you say and how you act. This expectation is based on the principles of the white man, who has forced on the others, the oppressed people of the world, their philosophies, their hatred, their racism, in order to activate their inherent white supremacy. The number 0 is an abomination created by the ancient Greek bigots who laid the foundation for capitalism, democracy, community, police, comedy, and so many other fixtures of white society. While Western math was positing triangles and circles, persons of color lived a different truth, often in a world free from racist capitalist concepts like money, work, and merit. To deny them that truth is to commit genocide. The terms add, subtract, multiply, divide are all Western ideas used as a weapon of oppression and power that our enemies use to subjugate persons of color, as well as all the other oppressed communities being held down by the white man and white supremacy. Remember the wise words of the woke party leader Linda Sarsour. Power plus privilege equals racism. Racism is no longer prejudice based on race. See California. This will be covered also with this so-called science mind, James Lindsay, in the conspiratorial podcast from Glenn Beck that will air this weekend. You see, the old definition of racism gave us no power against our enemies. It forced us to deal with racism on a person-to-person basis. But how are we supposed to divide and conquer one person at a time? Our goal is to destroy the fascist states of America completely. We will destroy the entire system. And you, citizen, are instrumental. Who gets to say if an answer is right? We do, and we say 2 + 2 equals 5. If you disagree, you are complicit in genocide. Citizens, I remind you, the war is on. We are close to victory. I mean, did you see the DNC last night? We're close to victory. Whatever you do, don't watch the Glenn Beck podcast with James Lindsay this weekend.
You know, when I first thought of that bit, I thought that'll be funny, and now it's not, because all of that is real. All of that is actually happening. When you listen to James Lindsay, if you remember, James Lindsay is the guy that with Helen Pluckrose and what's his name? He was also on The Third Scientist. Great minds. And they started standing up about a year and a half ago saying they're really, really liberal. And I think all of them may be atheists. James may be an agnostic. But we don't agree on anything. And they decided to stand up because they thought they could correct what was happening in the colleges and say, look, I'm with you guys, but this has gone too far. It's crazy. Well, they are now really struggling to be able to put food on the table, and they are really struggling to have really any kind of access to their old world. They are pariahs now, and they are brilliant. And there's a new book out by James Lindsay, and I urge you to buy it. It I think is being kind of pushed as an academic book, but it's not. It is a book that everyone should read. It's really a quick read, but tells you exactly what all of these words mean. It's called Cynical Theories, based on critical theories. And it shows you how it came to be and what all of it is. And it explains 2 + 2 = 4, which is an actual debate right now in great circles. In the podcast, we talk about something. James is from, I think he's from Tennessee. And there is a county just south of Nashville that is now forcing parents to sign a promise to the school that they will not monitor what's happening with their kids being taught virtually. In your wildest dreams, Pat Gray joins us along with Stu Bergier. In your wildest dreams, if a school sends something to you that says you promise you're not going to pay attention to what's being taught,
I'm taking my kid out of the school.
I am too.
Mm-hmm.
I am too. James said last night, he said, everybody keeps saying, if this gets any worse, I'm going to take my kids out and homeschool them. He said, it get any worse? He said, that shows that you don't know and you're not paying attention to what's really happening. He said, it can't get any worse than this until you actually go to an authoritarian state. He said, what's being taught right now is dangerous to our kids. He said, you've got to stand up now. He scared the hell out of me because he's a very rational guy.
And no conservative. He's not conservative. No, he's a liberal. He's been a liberal his whole life.
Yeah.
And he's even seeing this.
I asked him, I said, who you gonna, I didn't ask him who he's going to vote for. I said, is there anybody you can vote for in this election and does it matter? And he said, oh, yeah. Yeah. He said, there's no brakes on Donald Trump. He said, I don't see him or anybody on either side in any party actually putting the brakes on any of this. He said, however, when I look at Biden, all I see is an accelerator. He said, this guy is going to stomp on the accelerator. And he said, look, I've voted Democrats and liberals my entire life. He said, it doesn't bring me any joy. He said, but I am terrified at the prospect of a Joe Biden victory. That's saying something, man. He talked in this podcast. Please buy his book, Cynical Theories. Please buy his book, Cynical Theories. Do it right now. And watch the podcast. He said it's time for people to draw a line in the sand. Remember, Pat, you and I learned from Clinton with Monica Lewinsky when everybody said, he didn't do it. And then a few months went by and then they were like, okay, he did do it, but it didn't matter. And we always said, you have to decide if he did it, does it matter? And we did that with Donald Trump on impeachment. Mm-hmm. If they find that this stuff is true, will it matter? Make that decision right now. And as it turns out, he didn't do it. Now, does it still matter that they made that charge? Yes, it matters. So now what are we going to do? He said, you have to draw the line. He said, because things are going so fast and they're getting so crazy. He said, we have to draw the line so you know as an individual, oh, crap, I just said this would never happen, and I would stand up against it if this was happening. He said, because you're going to find yourself crossing that line. And he said, if you don't have a line, you're going to go right over the cliff with everybody else. I mean, it was like talking to Paulina, that great woman who saved Jews in Poland, when she said, don't go over the cliff with the rest of humanity. That's what he was saying. And the urgency from James yesterday was like January. He thinks we could be rounded up. I mean, he scared the hell out of me. Woke me up. And I think 2021 is the year that we see that we could lose our country, literally lose our country. We could go into civil war. I believe that in 2021. He woke me up.
Pretty chilling.
Watch this podcast. It's available right now. I mean, well, not right now. It's probably on hiatus for the next 2 hours and 41 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. There was a glitch or something. But watch this podcast. If you are not a member of the Blaze, please, more than ever. I mean, we were talking about, I said to him, do we get to what's next? What follows this? Do we get to a place to where it's a recognizable authoritarian, gulag kind of state? Yeah. He thinks quickly it will be. He said all it's going to require is one more big event. And you never know what that event is. That was my theory. We just have one event and all this stuff comes into play. I didn't know it would be COVID, but here it is. It's all in play now. He's saying one more event like that, and he believes the economy really collapsing, everybody really feeling the heat from what's coming. And gang, it's coming. There's no stopping it now. It's coming. He says that will be the catalyst. It could be the election and riots in the streets, but there will be a catalyst. And depending on who's president, our voice is going to be silenced. Are people going to be disappeared in the night just for public safety? I mean, I read something yesterday about Fox News. Somebody did a poll. Did you see this? Somebody did a poll on who you would like to have as a Republican candidate in any, celebrity or newscaster or something. And so it was Tucker Carlson, I think, was number one at like 78%. And they were saying that this was a Fox News thing. All these people from Fox News. I'm not on Fox News. Haven't been on Fox News a lot of people don't even remember that I was on Fox News. I was at 71%. But what they said about me was famed, what was it? Conspiracy theorist.
Mm-hmm.
Famed conspiracy theorist. When you are in trouble, you think that a famed conspiracy theorist is going to be able to broadcast or be able to be heard? Warning. James was warning. He's worried about voices like him just being gone.
It's a really good point, Pat. We should look for another job. Because sticking around him is only hurting us.
And I tell you, if you just become a spokesperson for the woke party, you'll be safe. All you have to do is play along. You'll be safe. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about the convention last night and what happened and the comedy that was, oh my gosh. You know what? Give me 60 seconds and let's just come right out with the resistance comedy. The comedic stylings of Julia Louis-Dreyfus in just a second. Give me 1 minute.
All right, it's 2020, and that means a lot of us have to look in the mirror. And then what we're seeing is the signs of a pretty rough year. Maybe the bags under the eyes have gotten a little puffier. Maybe the skin under your jawline sagging just a little bit more. We've done a lot of frowning lately. I don't know if anyone's noticed that. Thankfully, the Genucel summer blowout sale is here right now. When you order the classic Genucel for bags and puffiness, the jawline treatment, and they're going to give you a double your order for free from Chamonix. If your jawline could use a little bit of TLC, Chamonix has got you covered. Results are guaranteed, so you get 100% of your money back if you're not completely satisfied. It's that easy. Order your Genucel now, and for a limited time, not only will Chamonix double your order for free, but you also get the Genucel Immediate Effects, also absolutely free. It's a great deal, and they're loading on the free stuff. In fact, they're going to give you a double order for free, as well as a surprise luxury gift. And all orders today are upgraded to free priority shipping. Don't wait another minute. Visit Genucel.com. It's GENUCEL.com. Genucel.com. It's Genucel.com. 10 seconds, station ID. Louis, right?
Now I'd like to turn it over to a great Democrat who will be with us throughout the evening. Between the two of us, we have 11 Emmys. How's that for math? One of my favorite actresses, Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Hey, Julia.
Hi, Andrew. I'm so glad to see you. So what did you think about Kamala Harris's speech last night?
It was tremendous. I was so happy for her.
I know, me too. She was fabulous. I cannot wait to see her debate our current Vice President, Mika Pints. Or is it Paints?
It's Pence, I believe.
Oh, some kind of weird foreign name?
Yeah, not very American sounding.
Yeah, that's what people are saying. Strongly.
Holy crap. What is that?
What are they even talking about?
Resistance comedy. That's what they were calling. And they resisted
really
every funny possible.
Resistance wasn't futile last night. They really did resist it.
Yeah, they did. They did. Here's another really funny moment from the convention last night.
Just remember, Joe Biden goes to church so regularly that he doesn't even need tear gas and a bunch of federalized troops to help him get there.
That's mentioning a previous story that she was referencing a story that you may know. That's why that one was funny.
Yeah,
because you might know the story that she was referencing.
Yeah,
do you understand why? Do you understand the comedy there? You might not understand it.
I think.
Oh, you know what?
she's
It
doing
may
is she's
have been over
referencing
my head.
a current event.
Yeah, okay.
And that's why that one was funny.
Well, not really current.
Well, not current.
But a former event.
A former event that you might remember.
Well, you know what, guys? Comedy works in threes. We're professionals. We know that.
Right.
So maybe the big payoff is coming in this next clip.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, okay.
Joe Biden shares John Lewis's belief that every vote matters. Personally, I plan to follow the example of 6 current cabinet members, Vice President Pence, and President Trump himself, and vote by mail.
I don't even know what the joke
Come
was.
on, guys. That was funny.
Lucy, you got some splatter, Toto.
So the joke was that he mispronounced the name?
I don't.
Pints, I think. I don't know.
Pence?
And she's following the advice of President Pints.
Wow.
And Donald Trump in voting by mail.
Because that references the current story about. I mean, that's